Now, one of the great features they've added in Microsoft Teams recently is, a lot of times, because we are a very mobile workforce now, so you might be working from home, you might be working from a hotel room, you might be working from some strange place, and you're getting a call from your boss, you're getting a call from a colleague, you need to have a video chat, but you don't want them to see all the stuff going on behind you. For the Windows desktop version of Teams, they've added a feature called background blur. We can see that down here in the three-dot menu. And because it's hard to demonstrate here in the studio, you and I and Ben recorded a little video of how this works. So let's show that now.
Okay.
I want to use this opportunity to show you one of the really cool features that Teams has added. Now, Alrinthia is at her office. She's working on a Mac. This feature is not yet available for the Mac, but it will be soon. Ben is in a hotel room in a distant land, and maybe he's in a situation where he doesn't want everybody to see all the junk behind him. Maybe he's at home, or maybe he's, I don't know where. So there's a new feature called Blur Background. Let me show you where it is on mine. So if I come down to my three-dot menu, I can choose Blur My Background, but I don't have a very interesting background, so not much happens. Ben, why don't you go ahead and blur your background? Let's see what happens.
All right, so three-dot menu, blur my background, and there we go.
Yeah, so notice now we still see Ben pretty clearly, but everything behind him is blurry. And it's pretty neat the way it works. I'm going to turn off mine just to save some horsepower. It's very science fiction-y. Ben's like he's in a science fiction set or something. Ben, move around a little bit, or move the camera around a little bit. Let's see if we can see anything in the room. You'll notice there's some weird artifacts. You'll see some shapes of some things that are back there. It might be a couch. It might be a sea monster. Nobody knows for sure. But Ben stays pretty focused. Now, he just flipped out there. The blur background will mess up every once in a while, but for the most part, it's a really cool little feature. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end the call for now, and I'll meet you over in the channels.
All right.
So the blur background tool is really cool, and as you can see, Aaron's got it turned on here now as well.
That's really awesome. But there's one button I see that we haven't talked about. What does start recording mean?
That's another great question, and another one that takes some time to show, so you and Ben and I filmed a little video about that as well. Let's take a look at that. So the other new feature that I want to show here is our meeting recording. So here in the three-dot menu, I can choose Start Recording. And once my icon in the top left changes to red, it lets me know that we're now recording. It says, be sure to let everyone know they're being recorded as a privacy policy. I'll dismiss that. And Ben and Alrinthia also get a recording indication on their side as well. Only one person can record any given meeting, and it has to be one of the meeting organizers. So if someone else tries to record it, it'll tell them there's already a recording in progress. Now, one of the neat things about the meeting recordings now is that they will generate an automatic transcript which you can search later. So let's pretend that Ben and Al and I are talking about some marketing project, and there's some important term that we're going to want to search for later. Like, I might suggest, I really think we should use elephants in our logo moving forward.
I can see that, but is there really a pachyderm market?
Al, what do you think?
I think there's a potential for a packet.
All right, so we have elephant, we have pachyderm in there. Let's see what that transcript looks like if it gets it right. So I'm going to go ahead and end this call. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your help.
Later.
Bye.
So immediately after the meeting, what you'll see in the channel is a notification that the meeting existed and that the recording exists. The recording is not yet available for viewing. That takes a little bit of processing time. I also get a question asking me how was the call quality. I'll give it 4 stars in this case. So what's going to happen is after a few minutes I'll be able to view this recording. So we're going to pause and come back when that's available. Okay, so we have a pretty short recording, so it didn't take very long for it to process. And I can see the recording here in my channel. If I click on this, it's loading Microsoft Stream, which is where these video recordings are kept. It gives me the title of the meeting, the date, the time, and now we'll see the 3 of us participating in the meeting. So we can watch a full recording of the meeting, and what's more important is other people who come along and maybe join this project later, they can go back and watch the meeting to understand what was decided, why it was decided, what people were thinking, and that sort of thing. But sometimes you don't want to watch the whole meeting to figure out what was happening, or maybe you remember discussing something about elephants and you can't remember where that came from. Well, we can also go and check the transcript for the meeting. So let me show you where that is. I'm going to close out of the recording here. I'm going to click on the three-dot menu next to the recording and choose Open in Microsoft Stream, because Microsoft Stream is the product that handles video storage and video playback for Office 365. And this is open to web browser, and it's taken me to my Office 365, and here's that same recording in Office 365. Now, if there is a transcript, I should be able to click on View Settings and choose Show Transcript, but there's not one. And the reason there's usually not one is because the language hasn't been set. So if I choose to edit this video, notice here I need to set a video language. So I'm going to choose English for this one. Automatic transcripts are currently available for English and Spanish, but more languages will be added soon. I'm going to choose Apply. And now if I click on View Settings, I do have the option to show transcript. Now, it's not instantaneous, so if I choose it right now, it's going to tell me it's not quite ready yet. We'll give it a few minutes and come back, and then we should be able to see it. Notice that I also got an email letting me know that my Teams recording is now available in Microsoft Stream. So let's go back and see if that transcript is there yet. And here it is. So it's great that we get this automatic transcript from Microsoft Stream, but it's not 100% accurate, so just be mindful of that. And down here, for example, here's where I was talking to Ben and Alrenthia, which granted is a hard name to translate, and it came through as, and Ben, algorithm, you also get a recording indication on their side as well. Only one person can record any given meeting, and it has to be one of the meeting organizers. So if someone else tries to, reported that Saddam is already recording progress now. A lot of the words are right, but a lot of the words not so much. And those special words that we threw in, elephant and pachyderm towards the end, it got elephant right. Pachyderm came through as potential harm on this one, and packet German on this one. So pachyderm, kind of a hard word to translate. If I want to, I can come in and edit this transcript. You see the edit icon here, and I can come in and click and change packet Germans to pachyderm. And spend time going through and making all the other changes. I'll choose the green check to accept that change. A little while after this transcript is complete, all of this becomes searchable. So if we're back over in Teams, right now if I search for pachyderm, well, it doesn't find anything. But after half an hour to an hour, it should. So with recordings and automatic transcripts and background blur, Teams has really turned into one of the most powerful meeting tools on the planet. Here we've showed how to use it for impromptu meetings. In the next module, I want to show you how to use it for scheduled meetings.
Great.